Bro fist to you all! I'm so hot. Oh my god. Why? Why must it be this way? Why must this heat descend upon me? And why must I sit in a room of 3 PCs and just be melting? Melting. It's so hot. Oh my god. And on top of that, the north of the UK is going into lockdown 2, electric boogaloo. We're starting all over again. Yay! Not even Scotland doesn't want us. Scotland doesn't want us. What is that? What is that? To be denied by Scotland? That's grim, man. That's a bad scenario. That's not what you want. That's not what you want. You don't want to be turned down by Scotland of all places. No one wants us. I mean, I'm chilling, man. I showed this off the other day. I got my Squirtle mask. It's the tits. I got a selection of Pokemon masks that I've got. I don't know. I'm doing my part by just not leaving the house and staying here and playing Shadowlands over and over again. I'm doing my bit. I'm doing my bit to hopefully pass your time a little quicker, and you're helping my time pass a little quicker in the whole. It's all good. It's all good, man. But guess what? This Sunday, it's happening. I did pre-warn you it's happening. Boom! There it is. This Sunday, we are having a dungeon round table for all of the Shadowlands this Sunday. So that's 7 p.m. UK time. For reference, it's 4 p.m. right now. 8 p.m. Europe. Thank you, Fem, for thanking Hurumuk. We have Ander representing the DPSers. We have Now and Fem representing the big tankers. And, of course, Mr. JB representing the healing squad. Of all the things we want to know about those dungeons. Because I ain't no high-end dungeon player. That ain't my jam. I know enough to give you a kind of recommendation, but I don't know it as much as these dudes. So what better platform than to put it out ourselves? So I'll be hosting that roundtable with those guys to get their opinions out and doing all those kinds of things. It should be really fun. I'm hoping so. They have lots to say. AoE cap is definitely on the menu, judging by the pre-show discussion. That pesky AoE cap. And also, we've had the announcements of the new seasonal affix, Pridefall. So it'd be good to get their thoughts on that, although we haven't had a chance to actually test it yet, but we're pretty sure of how it works. And going into all those kinds of things. So a pretty solid selection of players there, I would imagine. Every single player in MDI, multi-time Blizzard World Champions, BlizzCon World Champions, MDI World Champions amongst them. Should be a great show. So that is occurring on Sunday. But that is not why you're here right now. Does anybody want to hear the resolution of our 2-week saga? Of relationship in jeopardy. Of many years of relationship in jeopardy. How did it end? What was the finale to that? Have they broke? I was seriously worried that this couple was like... I kind of felt like we were helping by like trying to throw 2 cents in from maybe an outside perspective. Just to try and throw our 2 cents in and see... Well, look, for people who aren't involved at all, not involved at all, this is what we see from both of your points of view. A quick recap. Well, the recap was kind of simple. Girlfriend, boyfriend, all part of the same guild. The guy tried to play wingman, got his bro's potential new girl to tank and had his girlfriend sit without telling her, blah, 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 blah. And it ended badly and ended up in months and months of aggro and comments and blah, 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 blah. This happened months and months ago. So they each wrote us a story from their different points of view. We went through them, and this is how it ended. Hi, Mike. I thought you'd be amused to know that the hot girl that they were wingmanning for, the picture she shared was of Meg Turney in her Sylvanas cosplay. And I doubt somehow that Meg was pugging raids on WoW EU. But boys will be boys. Thank you for reading our stories. I ended up listening to my partner's version last week, and we have a resolution. He admitted maybe he came across a bit like a whiny bitch, and he wanted to preemptively apologize. Your version was very forgiving, actually. It was. I edited his version. Spoiler alert, I did edit his version. Your version was very forgiving. It was. I was wingmanning you, bro. That's all I'm saying. I was wingmanning you. I was doing my best to wingman you, man. I was trying to smooth it over as best I could. So I was wingmanning as much as I possibly could. We actually sat and had an adult conversation. Round of applause. Round of applause. If only we'd done that at the start. If only we'd done that at the start. We sat down and had an adult conversation. Something maybe we should try doing more often. Yeah. Yeah. No lies, no qualms. My wife knows everything. All the time. Good and bad. She knows everything. I know everything. It works. It works. It does. Sometimes there's tears. Sometimes there's anger. But we both know everything. It's important. And we both realized we were being a bit stupid. Yeah. We have both apologized for everything. We ended up having a good giggle about it. We're all good now. I just wanted to let you know that this little drama didn't ruin a relationship or our guild. So I'm counting all of this as a big win. Thumbs up! We got there, team! We got there! Thumbs up! We did it! Did Drama Time once again save the world? I think so. I think so. I think once again, me and my jury have delivered for the people. Yet another savior. We did it. Good job. Everybody give yourself a pat on the back. Good job. All around the world. Right, let's have some fun. Let's have some fun. I'm glad that's where it goes. I was dreading the emailers. Yeah, so we broke up and it was the end of the world. And frankly, you know, you're at fault. So that would have been bad. Okay, I actually need to choose the name of this before we get started. So I'm going to put in Brooksy. Brooksy's Legion. All right, Brooksy's Legion. This is the tale. I have never heard of anything like this in my life, but I've heard of similar things. So I think this will all make some sense. Our names are, I see the memes in chat, our names are chosen from our Patreon supporters purely because they pay for YouTube, they pay for the show, they pay for all this stuff. It doesn't exist without those dudes, along with our Twitch subscribers. So they are very much in there. We are working on a way to integrate all of you together. We are working on a way. It was a big discussion in our little meeting last week is how we can get all you guys mixed together because you're all supporting in your own ways. We get that and we're doing our best. Okay, let's go. Mike. Hello to that great chat of yours from the great state of Oklahoma. While the guild described in this story no longer exists, I am so sure that the model for this guild still exists out there somewhere. I hope and pray with your retelling of my tale that your listeners, your viewers, hear this story and never, ever fall for it like I did. I've been watching Drama Time for about a year, and my favorite stories are always about a loot system or something like that. But none of the loot systems you have ever described in your stories come close to the one used by my first raiding guild. It was, quite literally, a pyramid scheme within WoW. Brace yourselves, we're going in. Let me explain. I started playing World of Warcraft immediately after getting out of the Navy. Burning Crusade was just about to end, and I leveled my crew-cutted, I love this, he's like still kept his fucking WoW character, uniform and military. Yeah, crew cut, short back and sides, yeah? Don't want to look like a hippie. Human warrior. And the first guild I joined was a mom and dad guild in Wrath of the Lich King. I'm definitely going Hunter, by the way, in Shadowlands. I've decided. Vulpera or Nightborn? What do you think? What do you think? I've disrupted the entire show now. I've totally wrecked the entire show. Question mark? I don't know. I'm still playing it. I had fun with it last night anyway. You'll have a video on it this week. The guild wanted to raid. But even me, being new to World of Warcraft, could see this picture. They were bad. Terrible. Awful. Our one and only attempt at Nax Ramus was a disaster. Our druid guild master and his priest wife were the only healers. The guild master wore exclusively rogue leather because he thought, and I quote, druid gear makes him feel gay. Smart. Yeah? Big smart. Big smarts coming in there. Meanwhile, his wife only ever healed one target because due to an accident, she only had one arm. And in her words, it would take way too long to start swapping targets with the trackball. Now, I've seen a guy play with his feet and wreck at CS. So, what's going on? Huh? What's going on? Why don't you get yourself a cool razor, one of them hand things? You know what I'm talking about. That use the thumb and all that kind of stuff. You've got ways. This is no excuse for poor play. Nearly everyone else was a hunter. We had 3 attempts on patchwork and went back to Dalaran disappointed. Patchwork, 10-man, Wrath of the Lich King, too hard. But that's when I saw an advert in trade. Right in front of my eyes. 4 free spots for Naxxramas. Easy gear. Please send tell. I whispered that person so fast there were typos in my first 3 attempts. He never even replied. Just a group invite. The raid was buzzing with activity as players streamed across to the raid entrance. They were talking about stats and gems and other stuff that I had no idea about. More and more people joined the raid. One person typed in raid chat though, Brooksy? ? When the response was yes, 2 members of the raid left straight away. I wish now with all my heart, ladies and gentlemen, that I had also left the group. But I was new, innocent, naive. There was gear to be had. The lure of raiding and actually seeing a boss fall over was just too strong. What is Brooksy? I asked. The response I got was a whisper from the same trade chat spammer who had invited me. A warlock named Azors. Let's add Azors in. Get in here. Because you are the source of all problems, clearly. It is Azorsa. Azorsa. Sweet. Hey. Welcome, man. Azorsa said. Thanks, I said. Have you done this raid before? He asked. Sort of. Well, you can ask me anything. Smiley face with a nose. And by the way, in our raids, you don't bid for items, but I tell you what, I'm leading. So if you see something you really want, you let me know, okay? Winky face with a nose. Okay. I actually thought I was getting special favors here. He knew I was a newbie and maybe he was going to help me out. Maybe I had just gotten that lucky. Nearly everyone in this raid, I noticed, was either in a guild called Brooksy B or Brooksy C. So I whispered over to Azorsi about this and got back a wall of information. I know now, of course, it was a macro. Brooksy's Legion, he explained. It is the biggest, the most successful guild for brand new raid entrepreneurs. Our goal is to empower the best players in World of Warcraft to raid when they like, have fun, and make real money at the same time. The guild has 5 ranks of raiders. Grandmaster Brooksy is the consul. And then let me tell you, Brooksy is an amazing guy with an amazing vision. And he's one of the world's most esteemed raiders. Gaze upon Brooksy. Gaze upon his beautiful visage. Lord praise Brooksy. If I'm lucky, I might get to meet Brooksy one day, or even speak with him. Beneath Brooksy are our senators. And then we have our centurions, then equites, and then finally the legionnaires of the guild. Brand new raiders who pass their trial rank become legionnaire. Recruiting 5 legionnaires to the guild increases your rank to equites. If 5 of the legionnaires you recruited become equites, then you get to be a centurion. And when 3 of your equites become centurions, then you get to be a senator. If you're not sure what's happening, this is, as pointed out in the chat, multi-level raid management. All right? Multi-level raid management. It's kind of ingenious in its simplicity, really. But what benefits? That's the question. What are the benefits? What are the benefits of this? There are some complications, however. For example, each healer recruited counts as 2 legionnaires for promotion purposes. They're more valuable. But generally, becoming a senator of Bruxy's Legion, you have at least 3 full 25-man raid groups beneath you when you reach that stage of the team. That's some pretty good recruitment right there. That's some rock-solid recruitment. Now, you may think we're new to this, but we're not. Bruxy's Legion has been growing since the start of the Burning Crusade, an entire expansion ago. And right now, here at the start of Wrath of the Lich King, two of our members have been able to ascend to the level of senator. That's a lot of raiders. And that is why we have to divide this awesome guild into 4 completely full actual guilds. Bruxy's Legion A, Bruxy's B, Bruxy's C, and of course, the actual Bruxy's Legion, the headquarters of everything. Now, we have openings right now to be a part of this team. Let me ask you, would you like to join? Would you like to become a part of this prestigious journey? Just think, one day, you may be able to even speak to Bruxy himself. No? Well, I got a couple of you. That'll do. No? Outrageous. My answer, yes. An astounding yes. Just looking at the power these guilds must have over the server and being a part of it, this was a big, shiny guild. They had structure, dominance. It was everything I wanted. It reminded me of the good old US Navy. I said without hesitation goodbye to my poxy little guild, got my invite to Bruxy's Sea, and lined up proudly with my brand new team. The raid was the most glorious thing I'd ever seen in a game. The Naxxramas Necropolis. 25 players working together, synergy, harmoniously, beautifully, to crush boss after boss. And these weren't just little 10-man bosses, no. These were the big 25-man boys. Wow. I followed along and contributed as much as I could, my measly DPS, according to the great Azor's instructions. A complex chat sequence followed the death of every boss. A little bit of RP. It had something to do with loot distribution, but I couldn't work it out. It was a bit complex for me on my first raiding experience. I saw some sweet gloves drop from Gluth. I whispered Azorsa about them. His reply, "Hey, you like those gloves? You leave it to me, smiley face with a nose." I watched a bidding process. In the end, Azorsa won with a bid of 100. And with that, the gloves appeared in my bag. Magnificent. My first proper raid epics. When the raid was over, Azorsa invited me and one other new recruit to a group and laid out the whole system. The other recruit just logged off halfway through. Okay, here we go. Are you ready? Are you ready? Are you ready for how this worked? He explained that Maxwell's Legion partners with none other than PayPal to bring unique opportunities to players and raid entrepreneurs. Unlike childish, simple guilds in the game, Brooksy's Legion distributes its items with real money. Each member of Brooksy's starts out by investing some seed money into the guild's PayPal account to get the ball rolling. The size of your initial investment, entirely up to you. There's no pressure. You put whatever you want in there. But of course, as with all things, guys, the more you put in, the greater the return. Brooksy uses a DKP mod across all the guilds to track everybody's balance. And you can whisper a bot account called, we just need a name for this, called the Mr. Beef. Called Mr. Beef. A command to just get your balance at any time. And don't worry, Mr. Beef is online 24/7. So you can check it whenever you want. Every time an item drops in the raid, players use the DKP mod to place bids in real money. 1 DKP equals 10 cents. The winner of the item has the amount deducted from their balance with Mr. Beef. It's that easy. And honestly, it's so cheap. You could win an item for just 10 cents. Nobody else wants it. Hey, there you go. That's a 1 cent set of gloves you just got there. If you think about it, if you play your cards right and you're willing to put in the effort, then you could have an entire set of raid gear for just maybe 13 cents. Who's going to say no to that? Who's going to say no to that? Now, I know some of you in the chat may want to ask, how do I grow my seeding? How do I grow it? And it's super easy. It really is super easy. Every time loot drops, you get money. You see, each person above the winning bidder gets a 20% cut of every winning bid added to their balance. And each person who supports the winning bidder takes an equal share of another 20%. So we're redistributing it, guys. We're redistributing the money, okay? I know it's just cents, but honestly, over time, you're going to end up with a big, fat, healthy wallet in your PayPal account. Maybe $1, maybe $1.10. Who knows? The sky's the limit. It really is. So when my gloves dropped from Gluff, Azos bid 100 DKP to get it. That's $10. Count it. Count it. Azos was an equite of the guild. So the Centurion who recruited Azos got $2 out of that. And he didn't have to do anything. So just by your recruits going out, doing some raiding, all these looting and items going on, you're passively earning money. Think about that. Think about how easy it is. You don't even have to do anything. You have to do nothing. And you're earning money. Incredible. Not only that, the senator who recruited the Centurion got $2. And the remaining $2 got split between Azor's legionaries. So obvious. Brooksy, of course, gets $4 because you know why? He's running the administration. He's running Mr. Beef. He's running the PayPal. He made all of this a reality. He made all of this a reality. So, of course, he gets a share. All right? Of course he gets a share. But what you can see is that we're all benefiting each other, right? We're all holding each other's dicks. I'm holding yours. He's holding mine. It's a good game. It's an easy win. So I asked, wait a minute. Wait. Are you telling me that you bought Nax gloves for me for $10? And then I thought about it. And there's only one thing I could say at this moment. Thank you. Thank you so much for doing that with your own money. Hey, you're welcome. Smiley face with a nose. But it's nothing, man. You know how much money I made in that raid? You have any idea when all was said and done how much I made in that raid? $400. Yeah. That one Nax raid. $400. What's my balance right now, you ask? Thousands. Thousands. I am rolling in it. I was so impressed. So impressed. In one evening, just imagine my mind. In one evening, I had gone from a crappy little patchwork raid just a few hours ago, and it felt like a lifetime ago. And since then, I had not only acquired a new guild, I had a new job, and I genuinely thought a better life for me and my family. Oh, it hurts, doesn't it? It hurts. It hurts like in your soul, right? Yeah, I don't know where the soul is, but it hurts. It hurts everywhere. It just aches. It aches in such a horrific way. I was so impressed. Azor said, "That's cool, man." Sent me the PayPal details. Now, Preacher, I am so sorry. You should be. Because I'm not going to put you on blast. But I've got quite a few friends who are about to. I invested $100 immediately. I'll be honest, I would have put in more. But I didn't have much money. And amazingly, do you know what that investment meant? Stop calling it an investment. I swear to you, stop calling it an investment. Do you know what that investment meant? That I got automatically passed for my trial. Really? I am absolutely shocked. I am shocked. I am shocked. I automatically passed my trial. Well, there it is. I tell you what, you join my guild, send me $100, I'll have a word. Trial pass, no problem. You're not getting any raid spots, but we'll promote you in the guild tab all you want. I'll promote you all the way. I don't give a fuck. Send me $100, I'll sort you right out. You'll be fine. You'll be fine. I gratefully accepted my promotion from pleb to legionnaire. I was reassigned by Anzos to the new stable of another legionnaires in his group. And that night I went to bed, friends. I went to bed and I genuinely dreamed of the raiding and money I was about to make. Six weeks later, I was exhausted and I was fucking broke. I was broke as hell. I had been playing World of Warcraft on average for 12 hours a day. Rookie numbers. My $100 investment had not only vanished, but had been replaced 8 times over. How, you ask? Well, it turns out making money in Brooks's world required an absurd amount of recruiting. No, really? That's weird. If only there was something we could look at to check how these processes work. Weird. But you guys are just on a side note, though, totally unrelated. Everybody here right now is definitely going to buy this week's seaweed cream, right? Make sure you stay tuned tomorrow for that, all right? We're going to have a seminar with our new seaweed cream. It's $50 a pot, but it instantly, like, makes you young again. And you're not fat anymore. It's really good, all right? $50. All right, just PayPal me now if you're getting it anyway, and we'll talk tomorrow, all right? Deal. Supply me your Facebook friends as well. When you did find somebody, when you did find someone to recruit, the guild had a tax. If you wanted them to come along to a raid, that was $20 for their raid spot. And then it was the rule that you had to buy them a piece of gear to tempt them into joining. To tempt them into joining. In those 6 weeks, I had recruited and lost at least over a dozen newbies. Some of them, I'm sure, had no intention of really joining, but strung me along to get some free items, as the rumours about Brooksy's Legion was out. Okay, so what's happening? If you're not clear, the servers have gotten wise to this scam, and they know 100% if you join this raid, like, oh, I don't know how to raid, can you help me? And they're like, yeah, of course. One of them idiots is going to buy you an item for free, guaranteed, and then you just leave, and you're like, nah, I don't want any part of it. So all these guys are just going in, going, oh, I don't know what's going on. I just installed World of Warcraft. Please help me. Ooh, getting all this free gear. So pretty big brain. Pretty big brain. Azos, who had made Centurion by this point, encouraged me endlessly. He gave me recruitment tips and tricks. He assured me success was just around the corner and that these hard times I'd fallen on were all part of the normal early days of being part of Brooksy's Legion. He then said stuff to really encourage me like, hey, Arthur, do you really want to be one of those dropout losers like we see every day, collecting scraps of gear? Is that what you want? Or do you want to be a rich bitch like I am? Swimming in pussy. I ride a yacht to the raid. A yacht, okay? Do you want to be like me? Or do you want to be one of those peasants scrabbling around in the dust? Is that what you want? You want to be one of these losers who's paying to play a kid's game? I was absorbed. I was completely taken in. I was living Brooksy's culture. They had songs, chants, slogans, their entire internal vocab. Recruiting in starter zones was doing God's work. Sometimes it was just called doing Brooksy's work. Praise be. Here I stand on the Mount of Goldshire, spreading the good word of Brooksy to all you new faces. Come, join me, rest in Brooksy's bosom, and you too shall be enlightened with the riches of 1,000 kings. Loot shall rain from the sky, and every item you see from here until Redridge Mountain shall be bathed in purple. Come to me. Come to Brooksy's bosom. Potential new recruits. Can I get an amen? Can I get an amen? Potential new recruits were, of course, nicknamed Little Fishies. Got him. Bringing people into your stable was growing the fam. Growing the fam. When I called my girlfriend... Oh, no. Oh, no. When I called my girlfriend and asked to borrow some more money, she said, why? Oh, no. And, of course, I was so absorbed, so proud, and so utterly convinced that I was on the verge of greatness that I told her the whole thing. I told her the whole thing. She put the phone down. She came to my house. She grabbed me by the balls. She made me quit on the spot. Not just Brooksy's Legion. The whole entire game. We went to a pawn shop and sold my PC to pay off the credit card debt I'd amassed. Bruh. Oh my god. We're married now. She still brings it up occasionally while laughing. Do you remember when? Do you remember when you were part of Brooksy's Legion? Oh man, you're screwed forever. You're screwed forever. You're screwed at least for the next 50 years, dude. Every time you goof up, oh sorry, what are you gonna do? Tell Brooksy on me? Oh, what? She's got you. She's got you by the short Achilles. What she doesn't know, what she doesn't know is that I never really lost touch with Azores. When I returned to WoW in Mr. Pandaria, he was still on my friends list. He had last logged in 2016. You see, as you could probably guess, Brooksy's Legion went the way of all pyramid schemes. Brooksy... Is there something else I can help? No, just fucking quiet, loser. You see, as some of you could probably imagine, there was no Brooksy. Brooksy did not exist. Mr. Beef and all the senators were just one guy multi-boxing. When one of the biggest centurions tried to retire in 2010 and found they couldn't actually withdraw their money, they threatened to call the feds. The entire guild disappeared overnight along with every single dollar invested. Shocker! I am shocked. I am shocked. Emma? Would you be okay if I started investing money into our guild on a payment plan scheme? Real life money? No. Why not? I could get some gloves. Unless I was the guild master. Unless you're the guild master. That's why I married her. And that's why I married her. She knows the script. Oh, yeah. You can do that all day.
Let's set up a guild.
Let's set up a guild. We'll call it Emma's Legion.
Yeah.
That entire guild disappeared overnight along with every single dollar invested. It was, according to Azors, who also lost all of his money, so he had no reason to lie, a 6-figure sum of money. Thank you for reading. Guys, don't use your real money in WoW besides the subscription. Alright? You don't even need to do that. Alright? Come on now. Come on now. If you get caught as well, you go on the blacklist and you can't get into betas and things. Alright? Just don't do that. Just no. Just a no. Let's not do that. Let's find out. Let's have a nice fun story, shall we? How I noobly got into World of Warcraft. Let's go with that. Can we get an amen to Brooksy, by the way? Amen to Brooksy and his team. We need 2 names. So we need Corbin. Amen to Brooksy. Amen. And your surname begins with an F. Just letting you know. So you know who you are. And this one is going to be my newbie WoW. Which we haven't had a newbie story in a while. I'm quite excited for a nice newbie story. Come on. God, it's so hot. The newbie welcome. Nobby. That's a Freudian slip if I've ever seen one. Perfect. There we go. Nailed it. Newbie welcome. Newbie welcome. All right, then. Hello, Preacher of the oh so very, very lovely and extremely thoughtful and unbiased chat. People really butter you guys up, don't they? They really do butter you guys up. I am from Team Denmark. Guilty already, guilty. A mandatory sorry, of course, for my poor English skills. Don't worry, don't worry. I have read many disjointed stories. I can get it together. I got this. I got this. I am a long-time lurker from the depths and a listener of dramatic stories and heroic tales. And your tales did inspire me to send in how WoW was exposed to my tiny little 11-year-old pure mind. Stop calling him guilty. He was 11. All right? Give the man a chance. Give the man a chance. He was 11. I'm taking you back to vanilla World of Warcraft, the original vanilla World of Warcraft, with my friend Corbin and his brother Eric around 2005. You guys are mean. So mean. Let me start by painting you the picture of my friend Corbin. We were in the same year in class, inseparable since we were 3 years old. Pretty much, we did everything together. Corbin's older brother was very, very into computers. You know what I mean. In fact, he even worked at an internet cafe, which was awesome because we could go there and play all the games we wanted to if there was any spare computers. I remember playing so much Warcraft 3, Diablo 2, Command & Conquer Red Alert, all on the free. Corbin didn't boot up the usual games we used to play, though. Instead, he started up World of Warcraft, which I hadn't even heard about at this point. And he introduced me to his amazing level 19 female Night Elf Hunter. Let me tell you guys, I have never been so amazed by a video game before, and probably never will again. Then, when I sat next to him, watching him move oh so gracefully around his nubile. Can we not use the word nubile? It's gross. His nubile female Night Elf Hunter. Doing flips while firing arrows at wolves in a beautiful forest right outside of this immense cobblestone city. Eric noticed my eyes, which were pretty much glued to the screen. He asked me, "Do you want to try this? Do you want to be a part of this world? Do you? If you want, I can make it so that you have your own character. I can make that happen for you. Do you want that?" Yes, I want that. I want those purple boobs. Can you get me purple boobs? Now he said, you're not allowed to play with my beautiful night elf hunter. You'll have to make your own character. Being inspired by the countless amounts of times we had watched Lord of the Rings, I, of course, gave up on the female night elf hunter when I gazed majestically at that dwarf warrior. I do not recall the name, but it was probably something like Gumli, Gimli, something like that. After being gobsmacked by the narrator talking about the lore of the dwarf... Imagine listening to the opening cutscene of WoW. It takes forever, dude. Just press escape, bro. Just press escape and move on with your life. Of the narrator talking about the lore of the dwarves while the camera was showcasing the huge dwarven kingdom. And in the end, slowly zooming into my character. My mighty, mighty dwarf warrior. To be honest, I didn't know what to do. I spent 5 minutes learning the movements of my dwarf. Forward moved me forward. Backwards moved me backwards. Eric told me that I should talk to the dwarf who had an exclamation mark above his head. So I did. And he told me an epic tale and that he desperately needed some wolf meat. I understood. Looking around this Spartan wasteland, of course food would be of top priority. Who the fuck is that into the intro quest of this game? You out of your mind? Fuck me. I wish I felt this way every time I got a quest saying collect 10 things. I wish I felt this way. He was 11. I don't care, man. I don't care. I really don't care. This guy is amazing. Looking around. Yes, food. Yes. Good call. Good call. If we're to set up camps there. 89 abomination kills. And I read that and I go, oh my God. So I looked around this icy wilderness. I could see some wolves. I needed to slay them. I ended up gathering enough meat for not only him, but myself. You did more than the amount needed for collecting. Good God. And I started to track my way back to that dwarven camp. But I didn't know how. This tundra all looked the same. I was lost. How do I get back? I didn't know which direction I had come from while hunting down these wolves, and I ended up in some trees. All I saw was snow everywhere. Every direction looked the same in my little mind. For the next 5 minutes, I just walked around in circles until Eric couldn't take my absolute noobiness anymore and told me, get off the PC, it's my turn to play again. Get off. This is sad. You're 11. You're 11. Act like it, okay? 11. I can't watch this anymore. I can't. I cannot watch this anymore. I cannot do it. I refuse. I absolutely refuse. He logged in and went to sign up for Capture the Flag PvP Battleground, where he told me he would face the enemy. The enemy, I said? The Horde. What are the Horde? He said they were a gargantuan monolithic race on the other side of the world. They were made up of orcs and giant cowmen, trolls and the like. They didn't look like us and they didn't act like us. They had rings through their noses and they had green skin, and they would come for us at any moment. They sounded terrifying. Absolutely terrifying. I cheered him on. Go get him. As he handed the last flag for his team to win, and I watched him take down so many people with his hunter. After this gaming session, my mother picked me up, and the first thing she heard from me was her begging, please, I need World of Warcraft. I need it. I need it. I need it. I needed it. She looked at me as many parents do when their kids are begging for something ridiculous, and probably just to shut me up, she obliged. The next time me and Eric went to that internet cafe, I had my own WoW box with me. Corbin helped me make my very own account. I immediately started making my character, but a change this time. That snowy area was too confusing as much as I loved it. But have any of you seen how cool a human paladin looks? I even thought of a clever name with my own name backwards. And I added DK at the end so that people would know that I was from Denmark. Oh shit, he's from Denmark. It gave me so much joy and blissful newbie memories when I saw all those fresh DKs in Wrath of the Lich King, where a big group of character names ended with DK due to them being an edgy Death Knight. Oh, right, like your Danish human paladin isn't edgy. It is, by the way. It's boring and edgy. The worst guys. It's a blunt blade. That's what it is. It's a blunt knife. You're a potato gun. That's what you are. You're a potato gun. You're trying, but you're failing. All right? Spud gun man. That's what you are. It was the perfect timing for all this, though. The winter holiday had just begun. Every day, ladies and gentlemen. Every single day. As much as I was allowed to stay at the family PC. Exploring, leveling on my paladin. I died a lot. I spent more time dead than alive, I think. Besides dying to almost anything and everything, I remember spending a lot of time climbing the little fountain between the Stormwind Bank and the auction house. Cool. Awesome. I wanted so badly, I cannot tell you, to stand on the top with all the other cool kids who would dance up there. But my hand-to-eye coordination, it just wouldn't let me conquer this magnificent beast. It's just too hard to get on top of that fountain. So I came up with a plan. I figured it out. A genius strategy. You see, Preacher, this isn't my first rodeo. I come from another game. RuneScape. And in RuneScape, agility allowed you to not only run faster for a longer period of time and climb through obstacles. In my mind, it would make obvious, perfect sense that agility in World of Warcraft would make you jump higher. That's why I couldn't get up there. That was the difference between me and these heroes standing high upon this monolithic thing. They had higher agility. Simples. 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 I need more. I need more. I rushed to the auction house with the little monies I had gathered at level 15. I spent my entire day browsing everything. Every single item, every single armor type. What has the most agility? How can I get the most agility across multiple items for the money I have? I bankrupted myself buying as many agility pieces of gear as I could. I slapped on all those pieces of sweet, sweet agi gear and walked on over. I stood in front of the climber's equivalent of Mount Everest. Atop it, a naked female night elf dancing. I stood at the base of that fountain. Surely now I was about to leap not only high enough, but maybe even too high, and sail right over the fountain. I pressed space. And instead of flying high into the sky or landing on the next layer of the fountain, my little paladin didn't really go anywhere. I was puzzled. How? How am I not able to jump up here? I have so much agility. So much agility. I attempted again and again and again, but I can't get up there. It's not possible. Broke. Dripping with failure. I logged out of World of Warcraft. Defeated and sad. I didn't log back in for a couple of days until me and Eric were back at the internet cafe. I told Eric afterwards. I told Eric and afterwards his brother Corbin about my fountain climbing adventure. And you know what they did? They laughed at me. They erupted into laughter. They laughed for what seemed like an eternity. Corbin ended up showing me that you had to jump and land on just a specific piece. It was dead easy if you knew how. But you know what made it even worse than that? I still couldn't do it. I watched him do it. He showed me how to do it, and I still couldn't do it. And I tried and I tried and I tried, but I can't do it. An hour later, my paladin made it to the top of that fountain. With his help. Obligatorily, I did the male human dance at the summit of this adventure. Corbin also noticed the lack of spells on my action bars. He asked, "Why are there no spells on your action bars?" "What spells?" I asked. "What spells?" At that point, I realized I had made it all the way to level 15 without abilities on my bars beyond the starting ones. Just standing still, looking at my paladins slowly auto-attack lower levels than me to death. I didn't know that you're supposed to learn new spells from a spell trainer, or that I had a special class trainer. But as the focused viewer might have already figured out, I didn't even have any more gold left to buy any fucking spells. I was bankrupt, armored to the teeth with agility and no spells. Pity. Pity is what I needed at this point. Eric traded me some gold, showed me how to purchase new abilities and how they worked. And I made it all the way to level 26 before the honeymoon phase ran out. And realizing how goddamn awful Paladin was to play. Sealed Judgment, Sealed Judgment. There might as well have been no goddamn spells. So, I did the only thing that made any sense. I made myself a night elf female hunter. With mesmerizing front flips and my own pet, which I named after my IRL dog. Batman was everything to me as an 8-year-old boy, and my parents had one day brought back home a little black Labrador, which for some reason I got to name. And the first thing that came to my name was Batman's trusted sidekick, Robin. That's why you don't let kids name pets. For real. For real. One of Emma's rabbits was called Prince Caspian because she let the kids name it. And one day I was in the vet when that poor animal had to be put down. It was a sad moment, don't laugh. And that vet walked out of there, ready to dish to the bad news and went, is Prince Caspian's owner in the room? And during this great time of sadness, we had to say yes. Prince Caspian's owners are here. I stand for Caspian now. I stand for him now. F in the chat for Prince Caspian. And so my hunter pet was named Robin. Thank you for listening to my little story. I have some more newbie tales and a juicy story of how I ended up with a Finnish girlfriend who I did meet IRL, but I'll let you in the chat be the judges and of whether you want to hear it. Sure. That would be great. That would be awesome. No problems at all. Thank you very much for that. Let's do a quick one. My family's gone out, so we can go over a little bit more before I have to go and have a shower because it's so goddamn hot. Because it is so goddamn hot. Yeah, we're going to do this one. And now, I haven't read this. This came in while we were doing drama time. My other story that I've got is at least 25 minutes long. So, let's do this one called Toxic Guild Help Me. Perhaps once again, the wonderful Drama Time audience can be of assistance to a man in need. Or a lady in need, I don't know. I can't tell by the name. I can't tell. It has many numbers in it. And I feel bad for you guys who came late stage internet, who had to get shitty email addresses. Ha ha ha. Joke's on you. Boom, a victory for me. Toxic Guild, help me. I haven't read this. It literally came in while I was reading. Help me. Okay. Let's move this over to Word because it is written in tiny, tiny letters on email. Okay. Below is the story of how I find myself stuck in a toxic guild destined to be doomed. You will need a guild name. So that's you chaps. If you guys can provide a guild name, that would be awesome for me. Awesome for me. And we need a guild master who shall be Batch. Let's get Batch in. The Prince Caspians. You guys are mean. Athrai. No, Athea. Athea. Let me get that right. Let's move to the next page. Bane. You actually have a picture of Bane. I see it. That's 3. We need a lady's name. Let's go with Hannah. And we need another male name who will be Vincent. Perfect. Okay, that's a lot of names to remember for a short story, but we'll see. Right, Caspian's Legion. Perfect. Caspian's Legion is idyllic. I like it. Caspian's Legion. Complexity weight limit. I can't believe someone stole that name on the beta. That's our name. That's our name. That is our name. And he took it. Okay. I suggest something dark from the jury in terms of the guild name. Caspian's Legion is pretty dark. Sure. So let's start by saying, what up, Mike, and what up, jury? Brofist to you all. One of them. I want to take you back to 8.0. The Emerald Nightmare was just released. I was maining my Holy Priest, as I have done for nearly 10 years. Everything is swimming. I was grinding out the Nightmare, getting gear. But alas, as many WoW players do, I got burnt out. Stopped playing for close to a year, it seems. And next thing you know, Shadowlands is everywhere. It's the biggest hype. Draws me back in. I start playing WoW again. Ooh, BFA 8.3. Yikes. Holy Priest, of course. I am grinding my way in 8.3 patch, in the 8.3 patch, trying to re-gear. Damn, dude, that's a mountain to climb. I was watching all my precious mythic nightmare gear go away as it does in every new patch. But I was lonely. My entire mythic guild I was in before I found out had collapsed. Everyone I had played with left the game shortly after I did, so I was looking for a new home. I suddenly got a message from Batch, who tells me he has a guild. 18 plus only. They do giveaways and run stuff together. It's a community guild, he says. So I join. Why not, right? Oh, really? Really? You're asking that? Okay. What are you joining for? The giveaways? Is that the only reason to join the guild? For free stuff? I don't know about that, dude. I don't know about that. I don't think you're going to get what you want out of that. I wasn't looking to raid or anything. I clearly wasn't ready to. I was still gearing and rep grinding for my essences and stuff. This would afford me the opportunity to make new friends and have someone to bullshit with on Discord while I did the grind. Things were going to be great. The people in the guild, for the most part, amazing. Really nice group of adult, grown-up players. Then suddenly, things began to change. The leader of the guild at the time, Batch, turned out to be a douche. Not just a minor douche, a total douche. As we all sat in Discord, boom! He gets banned from Discord and kicked out of the guild. We're all shocked and puzzled. At this point, I'd only been in the guild at most maybe 3 weeks. After he was gone, the person with the rank of Guildmaster, Athia, comes into the Discord. Athia was the Guildmaster by rank. He explains that due to some unsavory things with one of the ladies of the guild, Batch had to be removed. He leaves it at that. But as you all know, there are no secrets in a WoW guild. And shortly after, we find out that Batch was banned because he was sexting nudes of himself to multiple members of the guild, and asked one of the officers' wives if she could send him naked pics. Bold. Sad, gross, unreal. So a week goes by. The guild is now short a co-GM spot. As having been a part of a larger guild before, I thought the idea of a co-GM was fucking stupid. And then it happened. Athia comes to me and says, hey, you know what? I like you. I like how you've been helping people out. People are telling me you're a great presence in the guild. Would you like to take the co-GM spot? I think it over. Okay, sure. He goes on to explain how they want to push content. I don't know what that means. What kind of content? He says all content. Huh. He said the goal of the guild should be to get into mythics and push. Push? As far as we can. Okay. A couple of weeks go by. At this point, my character, raid ready. I am now prepared for normal Nyalotha. Of course, I'm logging. As everyone knows, if you want to ever do mythic and push, you should be logging. True. 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 Elitist, yeah, for sure. The raid is horrible. Absolutely horrible. I take the next 30 minutes to start going over the logs. It was bizarre reading them. I'd never seen logs like this before. They were like so bad. It was insane. They were so bad, in fact, the pass numbers hit by some players I didn't really know were possible to hit unless you were dead. So at this point, they decided as a guild that the best solution to up everybody's numbers is more gear. Ergo, instead of trying to complete normal mode, we should just go straight to heroic. I knew... We can't kill normal because our gear's bad. Where do we get better gear? Heroic mode. So if we ever want to complete normal, we need to go and complete heroic. Alright? It's really easy. What are you not getting about this plan? What are you not understanding? The decision was made and it was solidified when the guild message of the day was changed to let's be an AOTC guild. Well, done then. Sorted. Absolutely sorted. Fixed. I, of course, was reluctant at this. It didn't seem like a steady plan. But being new, I said, why not? Heroic couldn't be that hard, right? Me and Aether had spoken. He said he understood if I needed to start benching people, if it meant we could push. Because remember, we must push. The pushing is the important part. You're not going to get anywhere if you don't push at all times. But just to make sure that I scheduled something during the week for the benchers, so it looks like we're giving them something to do. Look, okay, look, I need a word with you. Great Panda. If you just come, can you join me in Discord for a second, Great Panda? Thanks. Thanks for coming. Look, anyway, we've been looking over how this Rathion character is killed, and he's really tough. And it's been determined, Great Panda, that we're going to have to bench you just for comp purposes to make sure we've got a steady stream of players. But that's fine because we've organized some AQ40 transmog farming for Thursday. And we'd really like you to be a part of that because obviously we're not trying to leave anyone out. All right, Great Panda. So you're not going to get to come to the raid, but you can go down to AQ40. Okay, so thank you. Thank you. Thank you for that. Very, very reasonable conversation to have. Okay. I agree. So now we're going to heroic. Here we go. It's terrible. It's so bad. Logs, of course, are taken. Pugs are needed during the raid over our own guild members. You must be so bad, Great Panda. It's really quite sad. The raid ends. As I go over the logs, I see that one of our healers, Bane, was a paladin healer. As everyone knows, currently paladin healers are pretty much the tippity top healing class. Not Bane, though. His HPS overall was 8k across encounters and trash. I look at his pass. He passed a 3. I didn't even know you could get a 3. A 3. 3. So I do what any self-respecting guildmaster and raid leader would do. We're going to need to talk to you down here, Bane. I took the healer down to another Discord channel. I explained to him that his healing's just not where we need it to be for pushing nights, all right? On pushing nights. And that he really needs to work on his rotation since he had 465 item level, so his gear should be better than this. I explained due to this, we're going to have to bench you from the push team. He's upset, but he understands. Shortly after that in Discord, I put out the requirements for our heroic push team. A minimum 450 item level, cloak level 8, must be able to do a steady 45k DPS. I don't know, man. This seems like a lot of work. 45k is pretty huge, man. It's pretty big. At this point, I thought I was being really friendly with the 45k. Whew. As it was still far too low in my eyes, since from my understanding, mythic progression is supposed to be around a minimum of 80k. I don't know. Depends on the fight. But I wanted to give this guild a fair shot. I hit send on the message, and instantly everyone started bitching. How in the fuck are we supposed to do 45,000 damage every second? But how? 45,000 every second? How? In what universe, sir? In what universe? We're all limited by physics. We can't just circumvent the natural order of the world. 45,000 every second? Insanity, sir. Insanity. There's no way we could ever hit that. I read all the messages with my mouth dropped down in silence. I couldn't believe it. I chose to ignore. I let the guild officers and the master know that I had benched Bane. They, of course, were okay with it. Then here comes, lead officer, Hannah. Who was an officer. Here comes Officer Hannah. Come in. I just wanted to have a word with you. This 45k business. A bit excessive, don't you think? I'm just letting you know that I did the first 3 bosses on Mythic just last week. And we did just fine. 40k would be far more in line for Mythic raiding, let alone heroic. I, of course, read this and SMH. I responded with, have you read any, have you checked what that kind of DPS is relatively to everybody else? 40k is really low for Mythic. So at this point, the drama in the guild with what had now been... Oh, of course, the lines have been drawn. Teams had formed within the guild. It had very quickly devolved into the casuals versus the raiders. Of course. Pick a team. Pick a team. There you go. Pick a team. You got to choose your team. You got to choose it now. Casuals are saying raiders are unfair and unjust because we refuse to carry them through heroic even though they are not ready to help them learn. Raid night comes. I do what I can to pull this party together. Batch, of course, shows up. But where is Hannah? Of course, in a pug raid heroic run. They proceeded to join Discord and make the entire guild wait until they finished their heroic pug. I say that is how I say. How is that what an officer should behave like? Batch instantly trumps me and says it's fine. We're a relaxed guild. It's okay for everyone to wait. Fuck you. Fuck you. So here we are, our entire new push raid team. Waiting. In the same raid our officer is currently in because our officer is pugging. Then Bane shows up. Bane gets invited to the raid. I type his officer chat. Who invited Bane? Batch, the guild master, says, my guild, my call. We proceed the raid. We do get through Raden. But of course, here's our pass 3 healer. At this point, he's being out-healed by the tanks. I then whisper Batch and explain, I would really like to just give up. I have no other way of putting this. I would really like to just give up and not do this anymore, if that's okay. I'm just letting you know, I would just like to just stop everything that's happening right now. And as it is not fair that the raiders have to carry the casuals through push nights when we ourselves are still trying to clear it. Immediately after sending that, I was demoted, and one of the casual players was promoted to officer, so that the officer team had better perspective on how to push raids. The statement from the guildmaster was that this was going to be our new casual guild leader, leading the casual side of things within the guild. I'm letting you know I plan to leave the guild tonight and find somewhere else I can progress. I didn't attend this week's raid, but I did look at the logs. Out of the 2-4-12 group, only 4 of the players managed over 45k DPS on a boss. Bane is still in the group, but did get a pass of 4. Getting better, to be fair. Do you think I did the right thing? I could use the judgment of the jury. Thank you so much for Drama Times. It taught me what to watch out for and get me out of this situation before it had gotten worse. A 33% improvement. That is one way of looking at it. Leave. Okay, I don't think there's much deliberation there. You have a serious conflict of interest happening there. A very serious conflict of interest. But that does bring us to the end of Drama Time for today. I don't even think I need to don the cowl or bang the gavel for that one. Thank you for tuning in for Drama Time. There is raid testing again happening in a few hours. You have a video coming up on YouTube in just a couple of hours. And on Sunday, whoosh, Sunday, I'll be sitting down with these geniuses of dungeons in World of Warcraft to smash out how Shadowlands Dungeons are looking. We have multi-time MDI world champions. We have wonderful DPSers and tank points of view, healing points of view, and of course, everything in between. So we have lots of new information about how Mythic Plus and Dungeons are going to look in the Shadowlands. So Sunday, 7 p.m. my time for reference. It is 5:10 right now. So on Sunday, it'd just be a couple of hours after this that I'll be sitting down with these big brains to talk about Shadowlands Dungeons from a much more knowledgeable perspective than my own, which I think is very important. Much more knowledgeable than I am. So look forward to that. Hope to see you there. There should be a stream tomorrow. We should be playing some WoW tomorrow, doing something like that. But other than that, I bid you adieu. Be good. Have a great weekend, guys. Bye-bye.